So another way in which we could subset data frame is by using logical values or boolean values, true and false. But there is a small change here. Let's get to a practical example to understand. So remember when we wanted to get only the first row of empty cars, what we did was this, right? It gave us the first row of empty cars dataset. Now if we want to do the same with logical value, what should we do? Do you think we should do this? Would give us the expected output? Let's see. Oh no, it didn't. Did you expect that? Right, it gave us all the rows and all the columns of empty cars dataset. Why is this so? Because R has got a very unique property called recycling, so which we will cover in some another video, but for now, that remember that R expects the logical value to be of the same length as the dimensions of the data frame, right? So if you are using it for the rows of empty cars, it expects it to be of the same length of rows, which is 32 in this case, right? And if the provided logical value is not equal to the length, then it just recycles it till it reaches that length. Understood? So basically, it checks, it goes to subset rows, as this is on the left part of the comma. So it checks, okay, if it's true, it says I'll select the first row. Now it sees that the vector is over, but there are still more rows to go, right? So in that case, what it does, it just recycles this true value and uses it for all the rows. So it selects all the rows, right? Okay, just let's take another example. So what will happen if we do, any guesses? Basically it will give you the same output with all the rows selected, because here, although that we have two values in the vector, but it selects the first row, it selects the second row. So now for the third row, it tries to find another logical vector, but it's not there in the provided input. So what it does, it recycles the given input vector and then uses the same vector again. So for this is true for the first row, true for the second row, then third row it again comes here, it's true. For fourth row it again comes here, it's true, and it recycles till the end of the data frame. So ultimately it selects all the rows. Right? Now what will happen if we do true and false? So what happens in this case is it selects the first row because the first input is true here. Now after ignores the second row because the input is false, right? Now as the vector is over, it will come again and it will select the third row. It will ignore the fourth row. Again it will come here, it will select the fifth row. It will ignore the sixth row. This is a very handy trick which we can use to subset rows and columns according to our will, right? So it works same for columns as well, right? So if we do this, it will select every alternate columns. See, mpg disp drat, right? It has ignored this column, this column, this column, this column, and so on. If we want to select every even column, what we can do is just interchange the value. So it will ignore the first column, it will select the second column. Alright, this is just the opposite. What will happen now? I just want you guys to guess what will happen if we do this. So remember when we did this, it selected all the columns, right? All the rows, right? Now when we do this, when we put empty cars false, it will recycle the false value and it will not select any row. It ignores all the rows, right? Easy, right? So I think we have covered most of the part of subsetting rows and columns. So before we leave, I just want to give one exercise which we can use to apply whatever we have learned today, right? So let's see, we have got empty cars dataset, and in this empty cars dataset we have got CYL column, right? Now I want to select only those rows which has a value 6 in it. How can I do this? Right, I'll just give you a hint. It is one of the method which we have learned today. You have to subset it using maybe numbers, like for example this, using numbers, or maybe using logical values. Which one would it be? To get all the values where in CYL column where the value 6 is present. Those of you who guessed logical way, they are correct. We can use empty cars $CIL. Okay, so what this gives, it gives us all the values of the CYL column, right? We want to know which ones have the value 6 in it. So we compare it with 6 using double equal operator, its comparison operator. When we do this, it gives us all true, false, true, false, true, false value. Wherever the value 6 is present, it will give us true. Wherever 6 is present, it will give us true. When there's anything which is not 6, it will give us false, right? So we have now got the logical values. Now how do we use it to subset the rows which has value 6 in it? So we want all this. So we want the rows to be selected where the value true is, right? So what we do is we use empty cars, comma, right? So remember, anything on the left of comma is to use to subset rows, and anything on the right is for columns. So this will give us all the rows with value 6 in it in CYL column, right? Okay, so I think this is enough for today. We had a lot of new insights on how to subset rows and columns in R. Just to summarize, let's check what all we learned today. So we understood what are data frames and what are some inbuilt data frames in R, like empty cars, iris, and air quality data frames. We saw how to subset rows and columns with numerical values and logical values, right? We also saw that what will happen if we select a value which is not present in the data frame. We also saw how to use negative indexes to ignore certain rows and columns, right? Apart from that, we also studied how to subset columns using dollar operator and the column names itself. In the end, we also studied how to subset rows based on values in particular column, right? I hope this session was useful for you and you learned something out of it. And if you have any suggestions, any comments, please let me know in the comment section. And if you find this interesting, please subscribe to this channel. See you soon with some new topic. Thank you.